Hi, I'm Terry Real, and I want to talk to you today about what RLT is, Relational Life Therapy. RLT is a radical approach to couples therapy that I created, which breaks many of the rules of traditional therapy. In RLT, we take sides. Not all problems are 50-50. Some are 70-30, some are 99-1. In RLT, we deal with not only shame coming up from the one down of inferiority, but also the important other self-esteem disorder, grandiosity, helping people come down from the one up of superiority. In RLT, we are not neutral blank screens. I have a saying, I don't know how to teach people how to be relational without being relational with them. We're people with the people we work with. We speak from the authority of our own recovery process, not recovery from addictions, recovering a state of authentic connection that is our birthright. How did this come about? Back in the mid-90s, I published a book called I Don't Want to Talk About It. It was the first book ever written about male depression. And there are millions of depressed men in the United States. So I started getting calls from all over the country, indeed all over the world. Is there someone in London or Topeka or San Francisco who does the kind of work you do? After a while, the light dawned on me and I said, look, if you're crazy enough and you have the resources, come to Boston. Where I practice. And what emerged was a 2-day, I called it relational intervention. The couple and I would meet for 2 straight days. At the end of that time, you were either on track or getting a divorce. And during that time, I noticed 2 things. First, I had a great track record. I say 19 out of 20 couples were saved. Fixed, maybe. They all went home with elaborate treatment programs. They had to follow through on that. But they were saved from the brink of divorce. The second thing I noticed is that I broke most of the rules that I'd learned in therapy school. Thou shalt not take sides. Thou shalt be neutral. That you have to act like you got your act together. And none of the stuff that you're teaching our clients, you actually have to do. We break all those rules. And what does it do for couples? You know, the problem is that all relationships are an endless dance of harmony, disharmony, and repair, closeness, disruption, and a return to closeness. When we move out of harmony with each other and either or both partners are in a state of disrepair, we do not have the skills to yank ourselves back on track with each other. Most of the couples I see have been missing what I call a mechanism of correction, a steering wheel in a car. If something ain't going right, you don't have the wherewithal between the two of you to say, scratch my itch over here, not over there. Oh, okay, dear, I will. You can do it somewhat, but not when the heat gets turned on. In the heat of the moment, we lose the prefrontal cortex, the most developed part of our brain, what I call the wise adult part of us. And what gets triggered through our childhood trauma is either the wounds that we experienced in childhood, or more likely, the adaptation to those wounds that we discovered in our childhood. I call this the adaptive child part of you, knee-jerk, compulsive, fight, flight, or fix. As you listen to this, ask yourself, am I a fighter? Screw me, screw you. Am I a fleer? And you can flee while still being 6 inches away from someone. That's called stonewalling. Or am I a fixer? Not an adult, thoughtful, what can I do to make things better, but a compulsive, codependent, enabling, oh my God, you feel bad, I'll do anything to make you feel better because it's the only way I can feel better. Fight, flight, or fix. Your knee-jerk response. The great spiritual teacher Krishnamurti once said that true liberation is freedom from our own automatic responses. We bring these automatic responses, which you will come to know and be able to teach your clients how to know. We bring these automatic responses into our relationships when we're triggered, when we're heated, and we compulsively repeat the same old thing we learned in childhood over and over again. RLT equips our clients to move beyond that. Take a breath, take a break, splash some water on your face, and shift out of that automatic knee-jerk response to something thoughtful, something mature, something skilled. You know, I gave workshops around the US for years, and my favorite slide was this one. Other workshops teach you skills. We deal with the part of you that won't use them. How to cope, put your arms around, and ultimately demote these triggered, immature parts of us, these little boys and girls that live inside of us and will often take over the wheel and run our relationships right into the ground if we don't learn to form a relationship with our own immature parts and cope with them. What will this do for you as a therapist? Well, I must tell you, it will revitalize you. For those of you who are a little bit, do I really want to do couples therapy? You're overwhelmed because you don't have an effective map. Here's a map. Here's a series of steps. Do this, do this, do this, do this. There's a lot of room for variation and creativity and art, but there's a structure and it works. It works so well, in fact, that I have to say, it's difficult for me to find people to refer to RLT therapists all over the world because they're always full up all the time. Once you learn this work, it's so fast, it's so profound and so transformative that I can pretty well tell you your practices are going to blow up and go through the roof. And more important, you will feel like you're an effective, alive therapist who knows how to get this done. You will have confidence in the model, you'll have confidence in technique, and over again, you'll have the joy of watching people who, many of whom no one has been able to help, transform in a matter of months before your eyes. It's a beautiful feeling. You'll also be welcomed into the community of RLT therapists, people who not only work this way, but live this way on the planet all over the world. Come and join us. If you want to learn more about RLT, please go to our website, relationallife.com. It's just the name of the school, Relational Life Therapy. It's relationallife.com, two L's, and click request information. It would be great to see you at one of our trainings. All the best. Thank you.